One.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 11th game of the MavWar tournament right here. I cannot believe we've actually gotten this far, but we have. We are on the second to last game of the group stage for the MavWar Hype Tournament 2016 right here on XBuy Stream. We are bringing you a game tonight between the Overlords and the Mafia in the Villains bracket. Co-casting this game right here on Dark Carnival with me here tonight is the one and only Mr. Prodigysim. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Excited to see some more MavWar action here. And it looks like today we're going to be showing you the match between the Overlords, which I believe they're like the Hell Overlords or something like that is their full title, or at least that is their lore. They are the Overlords who have taken over Hell. They have quite a good story to go with them. And against them we have the Mafia.
Indeed we do, and these two teams are coming into this game in a lot of, I don't know, I say like over the course of the tournament they've probably experienced a lot of change, so at this point it honestly could be anyone's game, because I think I've seen both these teams scrimming a lot, but their records reflect a little bit of a different story between them, unfortunately, due to the fact that I believe, as I said, this is the second to last game of the group stage. Both these teams have played 2 games so far. The Overlords are currently sitting at a 2-0 record, and Mafia are at 0-2 coming into this, but of course, none of that really matters in the sense that they still have this game right here in front of them to win. If the Overlords win this match, that's going to put them at the #1 seed in the Villains bracket. And then if Team Mafia wins this match, they can pretty much play spoiler to that and try to keep either Trump 2016 or the Overlords then would be the #1 seed. So they have a chance at that 3-0 record for the Overlords, still looking to win this game. And definitely with the people who they have on their team, I think they can do just that. It could go either way.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like we just got the last player from Mafia in this server. Is that what I'm saying? Yeah, it looks like that. So it looks like for Team Mafia, they are going to be running Panda, Arctic Fox, Cygnus, and the last one was Saltina, I believe, just about to take that last infected slot, and a lot of aliases on the Overlords. Why don't you go ahead and take that one?
Sure. Actually, I think these are their actual names. It's Ugly, Fatso, Lotus, Trice, and Go Smoke More. They are playing without Lucifer tonight, and that's something that's interesting because Lucifer isn't technically the captain of that team, but he's someone who's definitely like been organizing them and leading them in scrims and that kind of stuff. But they're coming into this matchup without him here. I don't know exactly how that's going to affect their playstyle, but we are going to find out, because I believe as soon as XBuy is ready, we are ready to take this live. So let's bring you right now the 11th game of the MavWar Hype tournament between the Overlords and Team Mafia. We're going to have the Overlords on Survivor side first and the Mafia on SI first. Let's see what we have for our first hit. It's going to be a Spitter, a Jockey, a Smoker, and a Charger. So a pretty good hit here, PSM, coming out of the safe room.
Definitely, this is just about what you want to see for this opening hit. Have that Smoke Charge Spit combo available. Hunter might be a little more helpful, but here comes the hit. Charger from the back. Smoker's going to land the pole. Everyone's going after Rochelle, but that Charger's going to whip. Cygnus flying right by there, but that's some pretty good Spit and Jockey damage going out onto Rochelle. It looks like about 16 damage on the board, plus maybe some FF.
Indeed, and that right there could have been a lot more damage had that Charger been able to land, but luckily for the survivors, that Charger was a little bit off. That's a pretty good amount of damage, I would say. Better than nothing, obviously, coming out in that area. You don't expect to see a whole lot, and I would also like to remind the viewers that this is indeed a pro mod game, not ace mod, as in the lead out tournament. With that said, we are going to see the survivor team pushing down here. We do have a double boom actually going out from the side of the bridge right there. Smoker, Jockey, Charger for the follow-up hit. Smoker coming in from the back, managing to land for a split second right there. The Jockey does land a little bit desynced, but the Charger comes in and makes it a 2-cap on those 2 boom survivors in the back with that Jockey on a green survivor in front, and that's a good amount of damage, Susan.
Wow, it definitely is. Yeah, no missed SI on that hit. It definitely looks like the coordination from Team Mafia, the way they're putting in their hits, is really strong right now. Even on that first hit, even if they didn't land the Charger, just the directions they were coming from, nothing was going to get shut down before it landed on someone, so very good. But the Overlords taking these chokes quickly, that was a quick recovery, and they're going to take the bridge off of it. So
Honestly,
nice moves.
I thought they could have been hit there if that Charger had decided to go in, because they were still a little bit common lock, but the SI did decide to save it right here for the Billboard choke. And see, with the Mafia, even though they're sitting at 0-2, they've had extremely close games in this tournament so far as that boomer gets popped. The first one they actually lost to Trump 2016 due to the fact that they made the sacrifice on the sacrifice finale. It was that close a game. Jockey goes in, does get cleared right there. Spit is going to overshoot. This Charger is going to be pretty much alone. Going in, not getting much of anything, but Rochelle actually walks into Spit and is going to drop below half health.
Reloading.
Oh wow, yeah, Rochelle down to 41 HP. She's just a tick away from going slow, but the tank is coming up. Gonna be in the hands of Cygnus. That's a strong tank to have on this opening map. And we do have war rooms available for this game, I'm assuming, so you want to pick a war room for us to send it over to?
Absolutely. How about we send this over to a special infected Mafia worm as Cygnus gets his cars in position?
Okay, spot, I guess.
I told you.
Ew, someone's majoring in physical therapy. Ew. Okay, never mind. She's an exercise science major. Sorry, anyway, I'm ready.
Just go when you go to spawn.
I'm a boomer.
Ready, guys?
No, does it look like I'm ready?
Dang it! Don't give me sass right now.
Alright, I'm ready.
Go. Go, go, go. Alright, well, this sucked. They're just gonna LS me? Okay.
My god, I'm gonna strangle you.
Fucked.
Guys, I gotta add Emma
Alright.
to my group chat.
Alright, I'm gonna start pushing in. Just
Car
doesn't
is
go
in my
up.
way.
Team.
I
Please.
don't want to go in early. Nice double punch. He's right behind you, just so you know.
Oh my god.
Not right behind you. Nice rock.
Fuck.
Close. It's a nice tank.
That was garbage tank.
And we are back. That was Cygnus's tank right there. Went in, got surrounded by those survivors, and the SI coming in a little, well, at a fairly good time to try to save him, but they just couldn't land enough caps. Some great last-minute rocks came out from Cygnus's tank, but the Overlords powering through that fairly easy, fairly survivable tank with about half health on all of their players. So they're going to continue through this map, and they're still holding a pretty solid health bonus. What do you think about that, Tank Rails?
Yeah, that car not being employed is something that really makes that tank a lot harder to play. Boomer is going to miss an arc boom right there. Jockey trying to get something as well, but the survivors realize that Boomer has now, of course, used his ability, and they're going to not really have to worry about it a whole lot, but they are kind of staying there, bleeding out just a little bit, as that smoker is also on the car. Nice pick on the smoker, however, by Trice in front there. Jockey going in and trying to land still. That's going to be a little bit of a discombobulated hit. However, that Boomer does have a recharge at this point, I'm pretty sure. He is going to go back in. He's going to arc it up and gets a beautiful tri-boom onto the survivors. Jockey going in for Lotus in the back. Not going to land quite yet. Does get M2'd and shut down. Spitter has not yet gone in. And to get back to that tank for just a second, like, he pretty much did all he could in that situation, and there was a 2-cap landing, but without a tri-cap in that area when your car is not employed, you're not going to get a whole lot of damage just due to the spacing. He got like a hit or two, but that's really all he could have done.
Yeah, definitely so. And that hit, I mean, around that alarm car, those hits always look a little wonky, but I'm wondering to see if I'm starting to see a little hesitation from Mafia. I mean, we didn't get to hear their war room, but I kind of wonder if maybe they kind of expected more coming out of that tank right there. I'll have to see if they can pull it together for this next hit and actually make some damage happen. They do have the tri-cap. They've got a spitter. This is a pretty damaging tri-cap, and if they can land it, or they can even go for those ledge charges and such right there. Not to mention there's a witch spawned up ahead. That crying girl's around.
Honestly,
Where is she?
She's on the hill, actually, like the second drop down there right there, so she's like in the center. But
Charge into the witch.
I've seen it
Could
happen
be good.
before. I've seen it happen before, but this would be a situation now where I think the SI might elect to send it before the survivors even engage the witch. That's exactly what they're going to do, as a matter of fact. Charlie going a nice tri-cap landing, the charge and the hunter and the smoker in the back. Rochelle's actually going to drop and leave both of her teammates behind right there, going for the charger clear. That's a huge error by the Overlords in peace, and that's exactly what I thought they were going to do. They hit right before that witch in absolutely picture-perfect fashion.
Amazing. That witch was actually still aggro for a second. They maybe could have scratched it. 25 damage paths. Gonna land onto Trice right there, who's already in-capped. But Rochelle's gonna have a lot of trouble getting this pickup. There's spawns up. That smoker just finished the kill up top, spittered with the delay, and they've got a jockey up as well. Here they come, trying to push this in for the final cap, and Lotus gonna get taken down right here. I don't think there's gonna be a clear around that tree.
That's the wipe, honestly. That track cap, you mentioned it was a pretty devastating hit. Obviously a devastating area to deal with, but Rochelle dropping there without clearing either the Hunter or the Spitter is really what did that, I would say. Like, even if they take just an in-cap there, that's recoverable, but then when something like that happens, it's perfect SI coordination. Things get a little discombobulated on the Survivor side, obviously, with 3/4 of the team pinned, and that's exactly the results that you could see from a hit like that. That's a beautiful way to recover after not wiping, obviously, on that tank.
Yeah, wow, it's so strange to see such a misplay there. I mean, the SI were timed incredibly well, but after, I feel like their positioning looked really good during that tank fight, the survivor positioning from Overlords, and to see them make such a big misplay right there is really unfortunate. But you know, they can still try to get that wipe with the tank. They've got their whole infected round to make up for that blunder right there, and we'll have to see if they can do it.
Obviously, that tank could get a bit more damage too if they employ the hittable correctly, or if they try to play some kind of rock tank, but we'll see now if they're able to somehow make up that separation that we saw due to the fact that, again, Cygnus did do a pretty good amount of damage on his in the sense that he had him around half health, but after having your Survivor round end like that, you definitely want to try to reverse that momentum the easiest way you can. That would be with that aforementioned tank wave. We are going live right here, so it's going to be the Mafia on Survivor now, and the Overlords on Special Infected. Spitter, Jockey, Charger, Smoker, once again, good, pretty strong hit in an area that doesn't get a whole lot of damage usually.
Indeed, looks like a lot of SI coming from the back. We've got the Smoker spawned up, going for the pull really early though. Charger not going to be able to make it in time to get the charge. In fact, he gets mowed down by the Survivors, but there will be a little bit of Jock spit damage, making the opening hit damage actually really even between the two teams.
I was going to say that's pretty comparable, and we did just see why that's such a hard area to land those SI in, at least in a sense that does major damage, because that Charger had absolutely no chance of landing after that Smoker mistimed his pull just by a couple seconds, and the Survivors obviously still rolling with that momentum from their Special Infected half are going to push their way. Looks as though they're actually going to shop the campsite right here for that melee weapon and potentially for another, so they actually have two melees now, obviously, and they managed to get out of that before the hit was ready. Charger, Smoker, Boomer, Spitter, pretty favorable position to have here on the bridge for the Special Infected team.
Indeed, it is only a 2-2, but if they can land, you know, they've got the charge smoke still. If they can land that pull charge spit, it's always good. That charge smoke's not going to land right now, and that Charger getting chipped so hard in the front. All of these SI are pre-spawn, and Survivors can just try to take their time and clear it. Charger not going to land once again as that pull went out onto Coach, who was pushing the spawns. And that's, wow, I don't see any more infected points going up on the board.
That's a fantastic job by the Mafia so far. Like I said, just continuing with what they were able to do on the Special Infected side, playing really, really well right now, walking into this tank fight. And obviously with nobody bleeding, that's going to help them as well. I believe by the time the tank was actually triggered, and there still is obviously a hit and a half they still have to deal with, but I think there was one Survivor on the verge of bleed for Team Overlord. So if they can avoid that, then they're going to be in a really, really solid position to take this tank with almost no damage, because the Survivors can shut down the tank there. We do have that coming in though. Boomer manages to get a single boom. Charger going in is going to whip on the side right there. Jockey did also get shut down, and that's again, just a little bit of Boomer damage going in. These Survivors are doing a great job shutting down these hits.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a huge amount that SI can do in that area, having to come up from the bottom, but as I say that, Boom's still out, and tank has been spawned by Cygnus. Loaded, gonna have his chance for redemption here with this tank. So why don't we take it over to that Overlord's War Room?
Let's do it!
It's on the fence.
Let's go for a hit now. Stupid. Let's try and keep sight. Get more hits in.
Reload.
Really? Get a hit. Or do you want to commit with that maybe? Actually, just
Okay.
get a hit. It's fine. He's still first. Get that car up there. Yeah, your car's out.
Get ready, we got a tank. Keep shooting.
Alright, save everything for commit.
Yep.
Ammo here.
You should commit now.
Quit shooting me.
See if you can get that boomer off early.
Hey, keep shooting, keep shooting.
Help him.
That's fine, she's down. Rochelle.
Shoot it!
Ready? Another.
Shoot the tank! Help!
Nice.
Nice rock. Just stay alive as long as you can. Nice delay. Keep throwing rocks.
Excellent reloading. Ammo here. Reloading. Hey, I'm reloading.
Decent tank.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that special infected Overlords worm right there. Tank in the hands of Lois, getting an in-cap punch to start that off, and then the support did go in. They managed to land a single boom and another cap right there for a second, but the tank decommitted. A little bit of a desync right there, I would say, Psim.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like, I mean, there were a lot of times when the SI were going in, but the tank was not available, or the tank was going in and the SI weren't available. I feel like they really could have synced up their spawns and made a lot more out of that tank. Got that one great in-cap punch, but as I say, that next hit coming in, Spitter's going to get picked in the back. Jockey, Charger, Hunter was taken down in the back as well, and Jockey going to be mowed down. Just the Charger left up in front. But, yeah, that tank... Great job getting that nice punch. He got a couple nice punches on that rooftop, but the SI just weren't with him at the time. And as a result, we've got Mafia with a great amount of health, very similar to the first round, sitting at a 400 and some bonus.
Oh my god.
Free charge back onto Cygnus right there.
That Charger was alive for about like 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure, and it managed to actually get a charge back on the thing. So it's an inconvenience at least. There obviously is no 2-cap to capitalize on the survivors who are in the back, but again, just a little bit of a delay going into this next hit, which is actually where we saw Team Overlords wiping after that tank on this hill hit. So obviously the Overlords are going to have to try to make up that again in terms of what they can do. They got the one in cap at the tank from that punch and a little bit of residual damage, landed another rock while they were going for that pickup onto the down survivor, but Jockey, Boomer, Hunter, Charger right here could be pretty good. Jockey's going to spawn up right now already, trying to get on top of that roof, taking a little bit of a different route than we usually see. Could get up there in ghost form, but it's going to elect to jump on there instead. And it could still be really, really good, but I think the survivors are actually going to drop here, completely avoiding that witch. They are going to have the entire hit coming in behind them, however. Hunter going in a little bit early is going to get nicely skeeted right there. Jockey's going to come in, magic to land. Charger is also going to land, but then does get leveled. Cygnus is jockeyed forward, however, with a Boomer all over him. Boomer's going to come, trying to get a little bit of a disturbance right there. That is going to push Cygnus to the slow range.
Yeah, that was really good damage from that Jockey. And oh, pulling the Witch to get those 20 extra bonus points right now. And Coach does get it, Saltina, with the Witch Crown. But once again, Survivor's heading towards that safe room, and there's not a lot more SI attacks for the Overlords to get in and try to cut down this bonus. They did a good job, cut about 100 off with that last hit, but there's still 300 or so to go, and this is shaping up to be a really good round for the Mafia. Here comes the next hit. We've got Jockey pre-spawned on that car, Hunter up in the top. Probably going to try to wait it out and reposition for a hit as the survivors are actually pushing up. And since we have 3 bleeding, Mafia is not going to stop and try to go pick spawns. And then again, that Jockey getting shredded from long distance right there. Charger going to go in and get taken down as well. And Hunter, a little too late to the hit, gets cleared off along with that Spitter right there at the end.
Yeah, and I think that was an example right there of the SI being just a little bit too early. Obviously, without a smoker there, it's going to be hard to get anything to set that Charger up, so they should have waited a little bit more for the Mafia to get in a position that was worse for them, but instead they're actually going to just motor their way into the safe room right here. Panda is still outside. He's going to get drugged by that smoker for just a split second, a little bit of scratch damage going in, but that's going to be a very nice round on Survivor side from the Mafia. 732 points to the 283 of the Overlords to kick off this match, and right there, that's a really good example of what can happen, I would say, definitely on a map 1, Dark Carnival especially. If you get that kind of wipe, then you're able to make that safe room, and it's giving them almost a 500-point lead going into the next map.
Indeed it is. Yeah, I feel like from the what we saw on the
Hello?
Midnight Riders are supposed to play here?
Okay, that was Peacein who cut off. I was making sure that wasn't Mumble being completely insane, but we are going to see exactly if we can get Peacein back here in a second. I thought Mumble was having one of its moments, but we are going to have Team Mafia now on the Survivor side instead of the Special Infected side, and Overlords on SI. And this tank is okay. 46% is going to be a Kittyland tank, and that's pretty similar to Map 1 right there. It's kind of hard to get a lot of damage, I would say, in that area, and we have indeed lost Mr. Prodigysim. He will be back probably in a moment. We'll continue to tell you what's going on as we wait for his timely return, and as soon as it's raised up, we will be able to take that live once again. In this position, I think it's pretty good for the Mafia to, like, still pretty much play the same way they were. They played it pretty aggressively, I would say, last round, especially on that last hill hit. Gotta get common MVP, shut up, I hate you, gotta get a friendly fire. Of course, a little bit of banter coming out between the teams in a, like, intra-team fashion instead, is using that team chat to yell at each other. Who doesn't like doing that? And here come the Mafia out of the safe room. Nice boomer pop going out. They're going to have that Hunter bouncing it as well. Jackie going in. And actually, that's going to be 2 survivors standing in spit. That's going to be 40 spit damage off that opening hit. Pretty good, I would say, for 2-2 in that area, just due to the fact that Boomer got shut down originally, obviously, but the pairs didn't even land, but spit damage and its pro mod, that's Left 4 Dead 2 in a nutshell. That being said, the survivors are going to be pushing their way now through the map to that ammo table. We'll see if they're able to pick up any guns. It's still just Bad Uzi and Bad Uzi, so they should just keep motoring along. Next hit is coming up for the Overlord. It's going to be a Boomer, Hunter, Charger, and another spawn coming in queue is a Jockey. So that's going to be a Tri-Cat with a boom here. One of the survivors is lagging a lot, and I do mean a lot. Looks like he's teleporting halfway across the map, but you know, that's kind of how things go. Charger leading in from the front, actually going to stump himself on the wall. Hunter's going in the back right there. We do have a 3-boom going out, and that one survivor is still lagging a lot, trying to get that clear onto Alice. That Jockey's actually still going on to coach in the back, so that's a staggered 2-cap right there, doing a lot of damage on the Panda, and Rochelle still could not get that clear. That took a year and a half for Rochelle to clear that Jockey. That's a lot of damage going out on a hit. Again, I don't think really should have done a whole lot because the main damage on the Charger was shut down, but this goes to show what happened after you get a good boom and some nice separation. Survivors should be able to pick up an Uzi right here. They don't have to deal with the Witch yet. They should be in okay position, I would say, for this tank play. Going to be a Charger, Boomer, a Spitter, and it looks like another spawn is trying to come to that Hunter in the back, but the Charger already went in. We're going to see that Boomer getting popped. Spit's going to go down on nothing, but Rochelle decides to go and step in it for a couple more ticks of damage. That's all they're going to get off that, though. Again, Pinner's getting shut down in a pretty untimely fashion for the Special Infected. They've let him with Chargers for the past 2 hits. Not necessarily what you want to see happen. Maybe it could land in an enclosed area, but no such luck so far. See what the SI decide to do. They could throw one more hit in here, I guess, before that tank spawns up. Going to be a Jockey, a Charger, a Hunter, and another spawn coming into queue in a second. It's going to be a Boomer. Boomer going in, trying to land, going to get absolutely nothing. Jockey gets M2 shut down, Charger gets leveled, Hunter gets a 4 damage pounce off of that quasi-sack hit. And that is going to be a tank now for team, who is this? Overlords coming into queue as we welcome Mr. Prodigysim back to the Casters channel.
Hello, yes, my computer decided to die.
Alright. Well, with that being said, how about we have this tank in the hands of Ugly Fatso for the Overlords. Therefore, we should take it over to a Special Infected Overlords Worm and see what they decide to do for this tank. As this hit comes in, we do have a pull going out, single boom landing. Hunter is gonna land for a split second. Rock's got nothing on that. More room, please, X-Fly.
I'm a reload. Reload.
Just keep sight, that's all you gotta do. We'll get more hits.
Reloading.
Yeah, they're rotating around, we can hit them. Ready? Ready. That's it.
Reload. Shoot me again. I dare you. Hold on to these pills.
Probably have to go
Nice,
in.
Rock,
Nice.
good job. Commit.
Go in, go in.
Alright, I'm going in.
Hey, look at
Nice, he's down.
He's picking up.
Oh, these N2s though.
Nice rock.
Oh, sorry.
Good damage. Wow.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that special infected Overlords worm. We saw 2 downs coming out of that tank right there. Could have been a lot more, I would say, but there was a little bit of a discombobulation, I would say, due to the fact that that smoker pull got a separation, and the tank either didn't take that survivor for the in cap or wasn't able to take an intercept on one of the other survivors. The hunter also did not land. What do you say from what you saw of that tank right there, Prodigysim?
I saw them picking people up afterwards, but yeah, being able to protect those end caps when you have them is really important. It looked like the SI did pretty well at doing that, but you gotta have the coordination there to finish it up and turn it into the wipe. Nice job by the Mafia. They are all out of pills though. So there is a chance for wipe coming through the rest of this map. This ladder choke coming up, still pretty deadly on Pro Mod. But looks like they're gonna go for the alley. Here comes the pull to the front. Charger gonna land as well. That's a tri-cap with the spit landing on the charge right there. Going for scratches. Great damage coming out from this hit. Arctic Fox may even go in cap from this. Coach is gonna go down.
Wow.
That's 2 players black and white.
See, if it were Ace Mod, that would be doing damage to the damage bonus, but because it's just Pro Mod, that's going to be 2 survivors black and white. Really not a whole lot more they could have done, in my opinion, in that area, due to the fact they landed the tri-cap in the alley, and the survivors were just caught completely out of position, I would say, by that. And now, the question is, do you have one of the black and white survivors try to crown the witch, or do you go for it with somebody with bonus? Boomer spawning up down below. Imagine you get a single. Spitter, Jockey, and a Charger for the rest of the hit right here. Actually, it looks like they actually might have a spawn behind them if they want it, but they're actually not going to take it. They're going to have the survivors instead push up to that witch. They're going to try to engage the witch right now. Charger coming up from behind, managing to land onto Panda right there. That's going to be a stick going down on top of him as well. He is one of the survivors who is black and white. A good amount of damage going out onto him. Arctic Fox also in a pretty bad position, and this has turned around a lot, I would say, Peace. And there's a lot of damage on the Mafia right now. This witch does start to get drawn, and she goes flying down into the alley.
Indeed she does. I was gonna say they could have like put the jockey on Arctic Fox or something, but they shut down all of those SI really well, and this witch still chasing them from the back. It's gonna be a while. They might actually have some SI ready to hit when that witch comes in. Arctic Fox trying to clear out this commons. He's down to 1 HP. Black and white spit going for the kill. Not gonna make it. Boom does go in though. That witch is going for Rochelle. Gonna get the crown. Nice moves by Saltina again. Getting that crown there, but there goes the kill. Onto Arctic Fox with that Hunter scratch. 2 cap going out. Hunter's gonna get cleared pretty quickly, but that might be an in cap. Onto Saltina there. Almost one. Yep. They do get the in cap, and that Spitter gonna try to troll to pick up a little bit. Not gonna happen. But wow, that's a death. This is not looking like a map that the Mafia is going to make right here.
Yeah, this is a situation now, especially with that tank being in the position that it is, that Team Overlords really could avoid taking a lot of damage on and then make the save from it if they manage to wipe the Mafia in a pretty short amount of time. There is one survivor black and white, and it looks as though Saltina, who's not black and white, decided to take the pills instead of giving them to Panda, so that's going to leave Panda extremely vulnerable at this next hit. They're probably just going to go for as much distance as they can, and I think that's what they're going to try to do by pushing up against the fence. We do have a single boom going out onto Coach in the back right there. Smoker spawning up as well. Charger in the front. Charger is going to manage to land right there. That's the 2 cap. That's the 3 cap to end it in style onto the Mafia, but the Smoker's tongue, I actually thought the Smoker got cleared, but actually killed the person instead. 371 points for the Mafia on this chapter, and that does present a pretty nice way, sorry, 391 points, which bonus, I forgot, a pretty nice opportunity for the Overlords to make that comeback.
Yeah, it definitely does. What we saw the Overlords lacking in coordination on map 1, they definitely picked it up for their infected there, at least for their regular SI hits. Tons of damage, hit after hit. And I mean, the hits landed so well, they were able to get essentially 3 hits around the ladder choke point. They hit on Alley, they hit as they were coming up from the ladder with a little bit, and they were able to hit on the witch attack as well, which is just so many more hits than you should be getting off in that area. There's a lot of room for Overlord to try to make up points on their survivor side this round, but we'll have to see if they can execute it. They obviously were doing pretty well on survivor side last round until that slope choke point, until the cliff where they got tri-capped and separated too badly to get the clears right there. So this is their chance to show that they can coordinate a little bit better and make it through this map with some bonus.
Honestly, their special infected's done a pretty good job, again, reflecting that chemistry that they would have as a unit, but I think we are actually going to see Lucifer joining the server in a second to take his place. Ugly Fatso is actually a sub. She's technically on the roster, but she's the person who they interchange, and Lucy is one of the players who played in both their matches and in all their scrims, and I've known him for a pretty long while. That's going to definitely influence their dynamic a little bit more, I would say, especially on that Survivor side. So once Lucifer joins the server, then we will be able to take it live once again, and that's gonna, like, honestly, 1123 points for Team Mafia, like, that could have been a lot worse if you're in the Overlords position right there, but the fact they wiped them this map is definitely something that they could use to change the flow of the game around, and obviously with Lucy coming in, I think right about now, that's going to be a distinct opportunity for them to try to change that flow. And the other thing is, with that tank, as I mentioned before, that can do a lot of damage depending on the hittables, but if the survivors play it positionally well enough and are aware of what's going on, a rock tank isn't going to be as effective as you think it would be.
Yeah, definitely not. That area is sort of, I mean, you need to get some great hittables, or you need to get some really good, like, separation caps to play off of there. Rock tank's not going to work out. Survivors can LOS pretty easily, they can stay together pretty easily, they can run away from tank pretty easily. It really, you know, you either have to get the great SI plus tank play, or you've got to get some great hittable setups, some great hittables going on there to really get a wipe. So you don't normally see a huge amount of that happening on that tank, but you know, Overlord's tank last round did get a fair amount of damage in that area.
Saying "Tell Monkey to hurry up," referring to Lucy's original Xbox name. Cygnus saying that he's baking cookies at the exact same time. That's always something that I like to do. You know, cooking and playing Left 4 Dead 2 at the same time is always a nice way to multitask, I would say. You know, doing real life things and video game things at the same time. Speaking of that, in, what was that, TFBG T4? Yeah, it was T4. Lucy did show up a little bit late to a match that him and I were on the same team for that, and he showed up to a match a little bit late on Dark Carnival, and I benched his ass, so that was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, but hey, he's gonna come and actually play in this game, so that's a little bit better. He would be remiss if I didn't remind him of that right now. So as soon as he actually joins the server, we'll be able to take it live. I do see him actually in game, so he should be here relatively soon.
I honestly thought your anecdote was going to be he showed up late for the match and then he sacked, and then he was off the team or something. I don't know.
No. I didn't give him a chance to sack, and then, I mean, yeah, he was fine after that. He understood that, you know, okay, not showing up for matches is a bad thing to do. But honestly, as I said before, it seemed to impact the Overlords, because again, they've been doing a really, really good job in terms of, like, having leads early in games, I would say, for the matches that they've played already. But again, like, their SI was still pretty much on point for the majority, especially of this chapter, and then last chapter was a little bit discombobulated, as we mentioned. But with Lucifer back in the lineup now, he has rejoined or I should say just joined the server in general, and you're trying to kick somebody with 50 teams.
Ugh, isn't that how you spell it? I messed it up. Oh well, I'll try again later. Don't have time to type out that many T's again. And yeah, we do have the last player from Overlord still sitting in spec. Waiting on a couple players to ready up right now. But it looks like Lucifer is in, taking his spot. For some reason, I thought his name was Lucifer, like with an L. Is that just a troll name he was using for a while?
Yeah, that was actually his original name. Then eventually, enough people to start calling him Lucifer instead of Lucifer, and I think he just actually decided to make this shift right there because people were calling that. And yeah, I'm messaging him right now. He's saying his internet was out. That was the story, quote unquote. And then I said I had to remind him of how you didn't show up to the TFBG match. And he was like, "Real story. That was just I fell asleep again. I didn't sleep it all night and forgot about this game." That was for our TFBG story. But for this one, his internet was out, so he was unable to show up. But now things have gone back. And you know, Florida internet connections can be kind of bad sometimes. I can empathize with that.
For sure. I had that issue last week with my match in the Bleed Out tournament. I lost internet. And they said it was going to be back before the match, and then of course it was not. So I had to watch my teammates play on my phone mobile connection. So it's a little sad, but my team did great, so it doesn't matter. It was fun watching them.
Yeah, they had the moral support of you in the Twitch chat right there, knowing that if they made any mistake at any time, you're going to drive to one of their houses and steal their internet connection, then make them play the game that way.
It's true.
Yeah,
I would have definitely showed up and taken over the controls.
That's what you told me at the same time when we were on VOV. That's if any of us started throwing, you're just going to cut our internet connections and sell us somewhere. Slight Lights hasn't been in the community for a couple of years.
Those are the team strats.
And as soon as Saltine Ray is up now for the Mafia, we should be able to take this live. Lucy is in game. He has all of his rates and lerp and everything else set. So this should be... honestly, I feel like it's going to be a more fast-paced Survivor from the Overlords right here, because Lucy's one of those players who really likes to, you know, just like, not run and gun, but he plays it pretty smart. In that sense, he's aggressive with the shotgun and everything else. And now watch, he's going to run Uzi just to troll me. And he is running Uzi just to... Actually, no, that's a shotgun. Okay, good. I was going to say that would be the exact opposite of what is predicted, but that's going to change the tone a little bit. I think chat said a little bit about that as well in terms of just, like, how that's going to influence the game. We'll see exactly if his lack of being able to actually play the game is going to impact that or not. We are going live. Overlords on Survivor. Mafia Special Infected. It's a 2-2 hit to start off right here. Survivor's coming out of the safe room. Jockey and Hunter both trying to go, and we do see both of them actually landing with the spit. It's going to be a little bit short. We do have a Tribune going out. Peace, and that could have been a lot better had that spit not hit the roof.
Yeah, could have definitely gotten some extra spit damage. I mean, the other SI got cleared pretty quickly, but that Jockey could have been racking up some spit points right there. Nonetheless, that Tribune's going to keep these Survivors a little bit slowed down, and damage ticking just a little bit here and there. But yeah, Survivor's going to be moving through. Definitely seeing a great boom from Mafia on that open hit, to say nothing else.
Lucy has the gnome, therefore their strat is now complete. Hunter, Charger, Jockey, and a Boomer coming out for the Mafia on this next hit. Looks as though they want to send it as the Survivors are starting to move their way in. Clearing common, and they are running a 2-2 setup, so pretty much the standard set, I would say, especially for Pro Mod when you have that kind of Uzi slowdown. We'll see how they take this next hit. They notice that the Witch is already or not the Witch is pre-spawn on the roof. Wow, okay, the Hunter is pre-spawn on the roof. For some reason I was thinking that the Witch was earlier than it was. That'd be a little bit more trolly than I'm used to seeing. Yeah, it's not a Witch party game, but it looks as though the Survivors are baiting out just a little bit here.
Yeah, maybe they'll have a Witch go for damage pounce right here. I mean, the Hunter Charger spawning in the front. Nice charge. Kind of goofy right there. None of the other SI ready for that, but that 2-boom with Stumble. Gonna let that Hunter take a few ticks in the back, and Jockey gonna jump on Nick as well. Lucifer just taking it from 2 SI right there. And Survivors
Kinda
not
DP.
taking a huge amount of damage from that, but I don't know, I guess that's pretty much all from one hit, right? So that adds up to about 40, 50 damage from that hit.
Honestly, without a spitter there, that's a pretty good amount of damage because everything landed, but just not in succession. It was like, watch Udo Charger going in for a soul charge right here, bumping up against the pole, not going to land. The Smoker is going to pull Nick out of the spit there, as a matter of fact. Now that Boomer is going to be the last thing going in. Another double boom. These booms are doing a pretty good amount of work so far on
3
Team
for 3
Overlords. Yeah, they're
on
3 for
those
3.
booms.
That's what you really, really want to see from a special infected team. Like, even if you're not landing multi-caps, which is a little bit to ask for, I'd say, in this area, like, you're still getting the damage off those booms and that common chip. And the tank for Team Mafia is up in the hands of Arctic Fox. Let's see how he likes to play this. P-Sim, what do you think you should do, rocks or dumpsters?
Dumpsters all the way. Every dumpster he can find, and in multiple kits, or whatever that word might be. And he's hitting them pretty well, actually. Got both of them in play, doing it really fast, no missed hits on those at all. So he's going to be still at pretty high rage, and now looks like he's rotating for rocks. Hits coming in the back. Charger, Hunter, Jockey gonna land that Charger whips just barely. He's gonna go for a punch, doesn't actually get one.
Reloading.
Godframes on that. Is that a rock?
That was a rock. That was a
Oh my
rock
gosh.
landing from that tank. That was a long-range missile right there, smashing into the Survivor spaces. However, the tank is in a little bit of a precarious position right here. He's going to be forced out. Lucifer going for that aggressive Uzi ship right now, as a matter of fact. Managing to get over 600 points of damage onto him. How about we take this over to a Mafia Worm right now as we see the Overlords moving back into position.
Jawohl.
I don't know where your hittable is. That was a nice boom. Sorry I didn't go on it, but we should probably have a tri-cap. I don't know where your hittable is. I'm like running around frantically looking for it.
Oh, it's right below you, Arctic. It's right
I know.
below you. Okay.
Oh, well, he knows. I don't. Oh, I see it now.
Reloading.
Alright, tell us when you want to go in and get a punch or something.
Oh my god.
That was beautiful.
Oh my goodness. That triple dumpster hit coming out from Arctic Fox's tank, hitting 3 survivors in succession. They were bouncing around, trying to get away from the tank's commit. He got that one hittable, taking out 3 of them, and the last hit onto Lucifer as well. That's the best you could possibly hope for in an area like that, piece, and that's usually so spread out. There's usually so much potential for kiting, but they were just too focused on the tank when he was coming in, and they neglected to mark that hittable.
Yeah, that was quite the path that Hittable took too, bouncing off of the rail to really smack all three of those survivors. Man, if I don't know if he's recording demos, but if he is, that's some frag material footage right there. Somebody call Polis and tell him he needs to make another Tetris tank video with that. That was incredible. And then 3SI just converged. I mean, there were no SI used to get that. No SI at all used to get that triple dumpster. And so 3SI just come in and take out Cygnus for the final cap. So, wow.
That was absolutely fantastic, and that's going to put Mafia with a distinct advantage right now, over at 600 points, rolling into map 3 right here, and now Overlords are going to be forced to stem that tide with whatever tank they get at 22% right here. It's going to be a Charger, Smoker, Jockey, and a Boomer for the first hit from the Overlords. Let's see if they elect to sack that Boomer or if they decide just to go in with it at the same time, but after a wipe like that, Mafia's done a really, really good job so far with, I would say, not even their tank on first map. Tank did an okay amount of damage. They got the tri-cap wipe with the hill and the triple dumpster hit. They've made the big plays that they need to win this game. Let's see if they can just continue rolling with that momentum, heading into a not really an easy tank, but it's a tank that usually, again, shouldn't do a whole lot of damage. We do have a Smoker going out right there for the initiating pull. Tri-Boom going out as well. This Jockey is going to land on the Survivor, who's separated in the front, but then that's going to be a quick clear coming out. Nice job by Arctic Fox to push through that common right there and get that clear.
Yeah, definitely so. Still a fair amount of damage for doing an early hit right there with the Boomer. And their death order wasn't great, but you know, this tank's going to be up pretty soon, probably before the next set of SI spawns are up. Just about 2% away from that right now. Although they do have a few spawns ready, let's see if they go in for a hit with this as Lucifer takes over the tank. Oh, looks like they are going to go for the hit. There goes Hunter. Gonna get sprayed down by Cygnus in that side room. Charger going to whiff as well, and Smoker finally finding a tongue. Gonna pull Sultina to the front, and that is it. Tank now all alone.
I was going to say, I think if they send that there, he could be vulnerable for chip, but he made the right decision, ladder punching up that hole, not taking any damage. Let's take it over really quick to an Overlord Special Infected Worm, and here a Lucy plays tank.
Indeed.
Goodbye, enter channel. I like the way it says his name.
Goodbye. What do you want? You want to hit?
No, I gotta commit, because I'm gonna lose it. So I'm gonna go my low FPS. Oh, my frames are dropping so bad.
Just wait. Nice Boomer. What the hell? Stuck.
They're in that side room. Nice. Behind you.
Smoker for the win.
My FPS is dropping too much. You guys need to go on him.
Nice.
Oh. And we are back, even though this tank is not quite over yet, but Rochelle does finally die right next to Arctic Fox, so no more clearing to happen on that charge. Wow, what a long-seeming tank fight right there. They went in, they got a great boom, getting some great separation separation caps rather, and that tank just kept finding punches left and right, and man, taking it down to just Arctic Fox, but no clutch for him. Nice job by the Overlords finding that wipe there really early on in Dark Carnival here.
Yeah, that was a great tank right there by Lucifer, and I mean, during the worm there, it looked as though he wasn't going to get a whole lot after he, had that Jockey get cleared, and then the Hunter wasn't able to land, but the two survivors were still zoned into the room over there, and the tank was able to just switch targets and just get them down in succession, and then move himself back in position to just either separate the survivors or continue landing those punches. That was an absolutely insane tank coming out by Lucifer right there. And we mentioned also that this is Pro Mod, so they're not going to take the tank in the safe room in this version of Pro Mod because there's a bunch of stuff in the way. And I say stuff because it's like a shelf full of boxes and a table and some other things spawns for the Special Infected. They could still probably try to take it back there, but I actually haven't seen it happen because there hasn't been a tournament on 5 point whatever this is in terms of Pro Mod. I think they're probably going to fight outside, and again, that's a tank, I'll reiterate, that usually shouldn't do a whole lot, but Lucy just played to the point where he was able to get his initial punches, the boomer landed, and the support did work, so if they can shut down even one of those supports, especially a boomer in that area, then the tank should probably only get 1 down, maybe 2 downs at most.
Yeah, definitely so with that Uzi slowdown, although standard promo on meta has been to sort of take it in the safe room. The shotguns aren't quite as strong as they are on Ace mod to take out that tank, but the next round is going live. We've got the Mafia with that special infected, 3-1 again with the Boomer. Overlords keeping that safe room blocked in the back, and it looks like the Mafia kind of wanting to use that spawn. Jockey waiting there to get the spawn. Here it is. I wonder if we'll see this hit come in pretty quickly then. Jockey still holding that spawn in the back. And here comes the boom tapped. Not quite going to make it, going to get popped, and I guess after that we'll just see them wait and save for the spitter.
I think if the Overlords realize that they're waiting for the spitter, they could push forward and potentially even try to trigger that tank. It's going to give them pretty much free reign to clear out the common that they want to, and they're already at 9% of the way through the map. Lucifer is going to do that and push forward and try to clear that kind of stuff out. You can see him dropping frames just a little bit, but now they have to worry about this hit in this area. Jockey, Charger, Smoker, as you mentioned before, now that aforementioned spitter also coming into play. And they could take a pretty vicious hit here if they spawn the tank and don't get back into position quick enough. That Jockey wants to come from the room, Charger from the back, Smoker from the front. And they gotta be really, really careful about this. These are the positions that I really don't like to be in.
Yeah, definitely so. All these SI have been ready for some time to get this cap. I wonder which one of them is going to become the tank, though, because that can change a lot when it comes to this SI hit. Maybe it's Saltina. She's going for an early pull, trying to start that tank. I mean, we know it has to be Panda or Saltina since we've had Arctic Fox and Cygnus's tank both. This Jockey's pre-spawn, though, trying to find something, gonna get shut down. These SI trying to go for this early hit a little bit too greedy and ending up with nothing. Smoker, yep, gonna get cleared off. It's Saltina's tank coming in the front, and there's really next to no SI. Here comes the Charger trying to make something happen. Does get the charge. Spit gonna be employed. Barely hitting Coach right there, but it does get a little bit of damage.
Oh, she
right
can't
now,
do that. She's gonna try to... Oh, no. That's really not good. I thought that was gonna be even worse than it was. She tried to get that person before they got all the way back. Ended up taking 600 ship for it, and I think the Overlords are gonna play a little bit aggressively. Yeah. Even that in that area, that's a tenth of the tank's health gone.
But before anything else crazy happens right here, why don't we switch this over to the Mafia War Room, and here's Saltina's tank.
Let's do it!
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know, I used to think that if you crouch, they wouldn't be able to hear you. Anyway, I'm going in.
Thanks for telling us that, Mentor.
Guys, I've been getting shredded. I used to go in.
Cover this. Melee. Okay, Charger got him.
Yes, you can.
Nice. You're good. You're good. Maltese.
Nice.
Oh.
I hate Trice. This is how I feel about Trice. I just hate him.
We are back. That's a lot of damage coming out onto the survivors right there, but that could have been so much worse. It was almost a perfect 3 cap right there, but Saltina did, I think, miss a couple punches right there at the end. Besides that, she was able to get, I believe, around 5, plus those SI landing. That is the Overlord still on their feet, though, PSM. Obviously, no wipe.
Yeah, no wipe, no wipe. It looked really, really close there for him. But, yeah, can't miss those punches. Survivors just barely able to get those clears before the tank finished off those end caps. And here comes the next hit. Smoker gonna be cleared in the back super quickly. Double charge, though, onto Nick and Ellis in the front. The Jockey gets shut down, but that's a lot of damage once again. They're gonna be doing their best here on Team Mafia to try to stop the Overlords from making up any points on this map. They do still have a buffer of about 600 points. So if they can keep the Survivors from making this map or eliminate their health bonus, they'll still have the lead after this.
Yeah, and I mean, the Survivors are in pretty good position to obviously at least make it probably to the coaster. I say probably because they could eat a huge hit at one of these next chokes, but Trice is actually going to push into the room, trying to avoid that from happening. Hunter, Spitter, Charger, Jockey coming in. We do have the Hunter landing in the front for a split second. Charger's going to come up, trying to land onto Nick right there, but actually charges him out of the spit. Jockey's going to get M2'd shut down, double swipe from that katana, killing the Jockey and Spitter at the same time. And I don't know about that PSM, that seemed a little bit rushed, and it didn't do as much damage as I felt that it should.
Yeah, that damage got mitigated real hard there. The Jockey tried to go for this greedy separation Jockey. Oh my gosh, speaking of greediness right now, Lucifer taking it from that witch right there. they might be able to send in some spawns while he's still in capped right now. They have a 3-1 setup. Maybe they can go for the tri-cap. Pull is going to land, but get cleared pretty quickly. Boomer's going to land on the in-cap, and that's probably going to be about it for that. Here comes the next two cappers. Hunter going to get scratches. Jockey, Hunter both going on Ellis right there, so damage and delays are in multitude. Lucifer's super low, actually, but I can't imagine them failing to get this pickup now.
Is going to put him, actually I thought he was going to be black and white, he's not going to be. He was cleared from that jockey on the tank, but that's going to be a little bit of a tilt crown, I would say, right there. That's something where I think he was going for it, and then he didn't even get damage on the wish. Like, he completely missed that first shot, so that's really unfortunate for them. Charter going in, managing to land onto him with a spit going down on top of that as well. That's going to be putting him black and white. Triboom landing in the back as well, and for some reason, P-Sim at that tank a little bit, and after, we're seeing just an absolute survivor coordination disarray here from Team Overlords. They're going to try to push forward and get those pills, but there's actually only one set in the pill cabinet, and Lucy, as I mentioned before, is black and white.
Oh man, yeah. With only one set of pills being there, they could keep getting these hits in and try to get the wipe at any time. I was going to say this might be their last opportunity to get them down before pills, but wow, that charger going in, just getting some punches right there. Manages to get both Ellis and the in-cap on Rochelle. But that jockey's going to get shut down, and Smoker just getting a couple ticks right there. So survivors look like they'll be able to keep pushing on.
Indeed they shall, but they have two survivors, black and white at this point. That obviously does still help them take the coaster choke a little bit, because a charge down on one of them won't actually kill them, I believe. That's still a thing in the game after I don't know how many years. But I mean, it's still a really, really hard choke to survive, even if that charger were to land. We'll see if they actually have one. Jockey, Boomer, Hunter, and another spawn is still pretty far away. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucy's blitzes this choke right now, and that's exactly what I think he's going to do. Jockey is up in the front, trying to land onto him, getting baited a little bit, and then that Boomer is going to land onto the bottom for a second. Hunter going in! He is not going to land onto him!
I don't know what that was.
Landed on his head.
Incredible. On his head, like scratching downwards because of the M2. Here comes the charge, though. Gonna land on Ellis in the back, but that should be cleared super quickly. Still, look at these survivors' health counts. 8, 10, 17, 41. They're gonna be 4 slow before long, and I mean, Lotus is going to die. There's no way around that. This next hit, if she doesn't die, it's some serious miscoordination going on with the SI team. I shouldn't say that. There's plenty of ways she could not die. But Pound's going to go in the back for Ellis, just trying to get quick damage right there. Not getting the in-cap. There goes a boom onto Rochelle. Good luck making it to there. First comm that comes up to her.
This is a miscoordination, in my opinion, by the special infected here. They're letting the survivors get way, way, way too many points on this. We do see the death coming out onto Lois right here, but they've gotten already over 400 points right here. They're going to be closing that delta to less than 300 at this point. Smoker is still up as well. Lucifer and Trice just blitzing the map right now. Lucy is, I think, also going to be able to get down here and snare those pills. Smoker's trying to spawn on him right now, but obviously nothing going. Charger trying to spawn in the front as well. Charger does get the spawn on the ladder, and Lucy is going to juke the Charger.
Oh my
Moving
gosh.
past right here, but he's dropping frames or something. There is still a survivor up, however, and that's going to be, yeah, a less than 300 point game going out, and that's 300 and almost 370 points by the Overlords on that map. Obviously more than the Mafia to close that delta. I'm pretty happy with that, I would say, Peace, and they survived the coaster choke and got almost 500 points.
Yeah, definitely so. They made a pretty good performance on that tank, or at least a clutch performance, I'd say. And, I mean, they took some hard hits. They failed that Witch Crown, but there were some plenty of impressive things they did as Survivor 2. 1, they took the coaster choke very well. And 2, they took the small room where that charge spit pounce jockey was going at them. They took that really well once again. So, I don't know. They definitely have some momentum to bring themselves back into the game at this point. Less than a 300 point difference now. And you have to consider, Mafia has used up Cygnus. They've used up Arctic Fox. They've used up their 2 best tanks with those 2 players. And, you know, we saw Saltina's tank last map. Probably could have been a wipe, but a few errors here and there led to that being a survival for Overlords. So, you know, we'll have to see what Panda can do if he can live up to expectations. Well, this is an 80% tank on map 4, so maybe it's not the hardest to survive with anyway. Maybe neither team will get a wipe right here, but you know, there's a lot of pressure on these last few tanks to really make or break this game.
Honestly, we saw a tank in map 2 where probably, like, you know, according to statistics, probably shouldn't have been a high wipe rate area, but that dumpster happened. And then last map, we saw Lucy do a great job with another tank that you mentioned. It probably could have been a double wipe going out, but Lucy was able to actually pull off that rather rare feat, I would say, for an area like that. And I mean, 80%, it leaves a margin of error open because somebody could get pulled forward, or they could try to get some kind of really good hit on the run back before they get back to the barn room. And I think the tank for Team Overlords is going to be either Go Smoke More or Trice, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I don't think Ugly Fatso had a tank. Lotus was definitely map 1. I don't remember at all who had the one on the previous map, actually. Was that Lucifer? Well, that was
Lucifer's map
Lucifer,
3.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so map 2 was... I
think
want to
actually
say it was...
It was Ugly
Smoke More?
Fatso, I'm pretty sure. And that's
was
why
it?
that's why Go Smoke More and Trice are probably going to... One of them's going to have this map's tank, and the other one's going to have the next map's tank, so it really is going to come down to, just again, that kind of positioning by the survivors, see how they mitigate it. We are live right here. We do have that Boomer going out. We have that Hunter, Smoker, and Spitter trying to get something. We actually have a Survivor outside that safe room. For some reason, Saltina really separated right there. Double cap going out, and that turned into an in-cap almost onto Saltina because she did not go back in the safe room. Pisum, that's over 150 damage on the first hit.
Wow. Rushing out of the safe room here. Solo, not the greatest decision on this map. And with that one boom, the survivors just weren't ready to get the clear. Look at this once again. Huge separation. Arctic Fox off by himself, and Jockey Trice taking advantage of that expertly. That's going to be over half of Arctic Fox's health melting away right there. And they've still got 3 cappers up, or 3 spawns up rather, only 1 capper, to keep making damage on this next hit. Here comes a pounce attempt, gonna land it, and that's a pounce spit. This is basically so much free damage, 2 hits in such a short area right now from the infected.
Yeah, and that's 2 survivors bleeding heading into that tank. So now if that tank even does the normal amount of damage, I would say 2 in-caps would be a good day for that tank. If he's able to do that, then that's going to leave the survivors in a horrible shape to take this event. We actually have a witch up as well around this hedge, and we do have a smoker trolling it right here as the survivors try to get in position. That smoker is going to just try to pull Coach. Actually doesn't manage to get the pull. Then the witch is going to go to the side here. It is obviously on Coach. Coach is going to get a nice crown onto that witch. That was a beautiful job by Saltina to nail that witch while she was pulled.
They've given her every witch available in the match for her, and she's landed all of them. Really excellent job. And you know, if she didn't make that, she'd be black and white right now. So definitely a clutch witch crown by Saltina right there. That being said, 2 boom has gone out. Not enough SI spawns up yet to go for a hit, it looks like, but they will be soon. They have Hunter Charger, Spitter. They can definitely go for some damage. Hunter's getting that pre-spawned and going for a scratch right now, but unfortunately unable to wall kick. And that's pretty much a shutdown on the 2 cappers.
Honestly, if that Hunter and that Charger had both gone for the 2 in the back, that could have been pretty big, because the 2 survivors in front were still dealing with the tail end of that horde. And that was a situation, I think, where the SI just weren't able to capitalize quite as much as they could have on the survivor separation. There should be another hit in the queue here prior to this tank spawn. It's going to be a Boomer, Smoker, and 2 other spawns. We're going to have a Jockey and maybe Charger, yeah, and it's going to be. So that's going to be interesting to see exactly what they do with this. Again, I said they could get some kind of odd pull forward or some kind of in-cap. Charger's going to go in solo, actually managing to miss right there. Smoker is going to go in, does get cleared. I don't like the decision to lead with Charger right there. Does get a punch. Tank is going to spawn up into the hands of Go Smoke More for Team Overlords. I don't know, PSM, they're in an okay spot, but 2 survivors are going to be slow in a second. They're probably going to commit those last 2 sets of pills.
Yeah, if they actually bleed him out with this tank before committing, a little bit of a delay pull right there. I don't think it's going to affect. Oh, wait, as I say that, tank could have taken the rim from them if he so decided to. It looks like he's going to back off. Let's quickly take this over to a survivor war room, see how they can try to survive it. Team Mafia.
Let's do it.
Because I ate a rock. Nope, just me.
Guys, estimated time. You think the tank's gonna be in?
Pretty quick.
Do we all have shot? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, there's no Uzi.
There's no Uzi.
I don't know how my rock
hit me.
I mean, to
Yeah,
be
this
fair,
tank will
if
get
we
wrecked.
shoot like 4 shots or something, I'm not gonna go out there. Yeah, that was scary.
He'll get shredded. We just gotta make sure we shut down SI.
Lag. Holy fuck!
fine.
Watch out, Rock. Smoke.
Woo! And we are back. Team Mafia making it through that tank, really taking only one in cap and a little bit of a punch. The tank did whiff a few punches there, but he did a nice job of bleeding out the survivors, waiting for his rage timer to tick all the way down, but SI just couldn't make enough of it. They had that boom, they had smoker, neither of which are great SI to have in that room, I'd have to say. Too easy to clear those smokes. And boom, you know, it's hard to time it well enough to make the comments really matter, but so Survivor's gonna keep pushing through. They are incredibly low on health though. That Hunter gonna get dead stopped in the front. Jockey will land in the back though. And a little bit of spit damage went in as well. That's in cap number 2 for Saltina. That's gonna be a black and white.
I was gonna say, even though they took that tank relatively well, because they were so beat up before, and now they're obviously gonna have to go through this entire event afterwards, I really do not see them making this with bonus at all. And that then presents the opposite scenario for Team Overlords. If they cannot take as much damage, then kill that tank in a similar fashion, they could make a lot of bonus on this map. They're probably gonna be able to wipe them, I would say, either here or pretty early on into the event, just judging off of health. There's a nice double cap going. The Charger does get leveled. The Smoker does manage to get a pull on Arctic Fox for a second. There's a pull on Coach into the spit. That's almost a death on Saltina.
Oh
She's
my gosh.
really low. There's
Scrap.
actually the death going out by that Smoker. And this is kind of what I mentioned. They're going to get most of the holdout bonus, but again, there's no way they're conversing this event.
That was a nice assassination by that Smoker onto Saltina, and now Panda is black and white as well. Arctic Fox is not, but he's 2 HP away from getting in cap. There goes the Jockey, gonna assassinate and try to get out maybe. Gonna get M2'd and taken down by that guitar of Panda. Charger gonna be going in, trying to get past, actually sneaks past Nick, and gets the kill right there. Pounce landing on Cygnus, and that's gonna be the wipe. Nice job by the Overlords, finishing off the survivors before they could get the full distance for this map.
Exactly. 554 is pretty good right there when you're playing with the lead, but again, I've seen, even in all kinds of pro mod tournaments in this sense, like 1,000-point chapters and stuff coming out by teams. I mean, they could easily do it, especially with that barn tank. The only thing is, the survivors go back and they don't have any delay. The tank should not be able to cut them off in their room, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, cut them off? No. The tank could definitely make it to the room and sort of be entering it kind of at the same time as them.
Right.
Probably, just because survivors kind of have to file into it in a line. But, I mean, you generally don't want to do that as tank. That's a good way to be committing before everybody's ready. They'll probably want to go for some sort of delay. But yeah, if they do get a delay, that tank almost had... I mean, the tank had the opportunity to cut off the survivors there and push into the room. And keep them from going in the door, actually, but he hesitated a little bit because he didn't have SI spawns at the time, so it'll be interesting to see if the Mafia decide to go a little bit more aggressive with their tank. If they get a little bit of a delay there, they might be able to go for that cutoff. That is such a late tank spawn to have on that rooftop.
Yeah, and I mean, that would be a situation where if I was on the SI team, I would just say, if we can actually make it in there, then maybe even hold the spawns, try to get a boom maybe as they're coming back in the room, then just commit the tank. But we'll see if they decide to go for maybe some kind of pull forward, because in general, the area forward is a lot worse because you have hittables, and it's not just like it's a much more high damage potential area than the room itself. So I expect the SI maybe to try to get some kind of hit there. They could also decide to save and do something with that. I believe it's going to be Panda's tank for Team Mafia. If he can secure the wipe right there, that'll put them in pretty good position for winning this game. But even if Team Overlords manages to make it to like the same spot, they're still going to have a fighting chance on that finale, because yes, all maps are played on Dark Carnival here. We are going live. It's going to be Overlords on Survivor, Mafia on Special Infected, Smoker, Boomer, Hunter, and Spitter. So 2-2 on the first hit. And this is a hit that, again, theoretically shouldn't do a whole lot of damage. Beautiful triple boom through the window right there in order to delay the survivors. And that's pretty good piece of because that might give them the like enough time for them to get a third pinner.
Yeah, definitely so. Getting that early boomer sack. Strategy a lot of teams like to do, and getting it over that wall there on 3 survivors. Great work, but the Overlord's going to push out. They aren't going to wait for that last spawn to get up. Nice job clearing that horde super quickly. 3 seconds left on that last spawn, and it looks like they are going to make it to a pretty safe area before the SI are even ready to go. Here comes the hit from the backside, though. Smoker Pole going to land onto Ellis. Maybe they'll just try to pile on him. Hunter's still pouncing around. Going to get the cap right there. Spit lands on nothing, though. They do have a 2 cap. Ooh, wow. But they're actually going to be able to take the Witch Crown off of that.
Yeah, they
that
are.
is not a great hit to have.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's a miscall by the Special Infected. We do see someone pulling the Witch. I think it actually might have been an Uzi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not exactly sure who it was. Yeah, it was Ellis. Witch is going to run around right here. It's actually going on... It's going on Ellis still. Now she's in the
Going on
she's
completely crazy.
Lucy instead after the retarget right there. That's a huge misplay by the Overlords. They're going to try to have the SI spawn on that as well. And again, I see Lucy's lagging for a little bit right there. Nice Trident coming in. Hunter trying to spinner. Charge is going to go and manages to miss that charge. Hunter's going for a pounce in the front onto Lucifer, who is going to be obviously having one in-cap on his person after that Witch and Prodigysim. I'm not exactly sure why a Survivor with a shotgun just didn't go for the crown there.
I mean, I think it was a mistake. It kind of looked like she got aggroed at a weird angle. They might have even found like a hole through the wall that got shot at. Whatever it was, the shotguns they tried really hard to get the follow-up crown to save their teammate and couldn't find it. And Lucy going down as a result's no good. But, I mean, that being said, they're still in a better health position than Team Mafia was by this point last half, where they had like over 1.5 in caps going out on their players. And here comes the next hit. Jockey gonna get shoved around. That smoke's gonna get cleared super close, but the charge does land. Lotus gonna take that 10 damage. And Survivor's probably gonna be able to push through pretty quick right here. We'll probably just see the next hit on the tank spawn.
Yeah,
So,
no spit to maximize that right there, and they got the clears quick enough. But now they still have, what, 3 sets of pills here. Lucy's going to be bleeding for the entire duration of this. If they can actually just funnel the damage onto him, that would be an idea, even though he already has taken 1 in cap. Boomer, Hunter, Jockey. Hunter actually going in for scratches right there, getting M2'd by Rochelle and shut down. It's going to be a Smoker and a Jockey for the rest. Double winning in the back. Jockey coming in the front, and that's going to be a nice Jockey shut down by Lucy right there. Smoker's going to get a pull in the back as well. He's going to know that all the spawns are down. That's going to be the tank triggered, but again, he is dropping some frames as we can see him kind of teleporting through the sky for a minute there. They should be able to kill the horde in the back and get back inside, theoretically, before anything is up. Tank in the hands of Panda for the Mafia, and that means we have to send him to a Overlord Survivor Worm, right?
Yep, let's go see how the Overlords take this tank.
Let's do it.
I am sick and tired
Bye-bye.
of being sick.
Dude. Guy,
You don't want
you guys
pills?
need to carry
Give
me.
Lucifer pills.
I'm not gonna pop. If it goes for me, just shred them the whole time, I guess. I'd rather just save these because I know I'm probably gonna go black and white here. I'm like gonna
Oh, in case
pause.
you need them.
I'm gonna freeze in front of the take's face and he's gonna kill me. So what's gonna happen? I predict it. Why is he hitting dumpsters? Fucking nerd. He's coming in now.
Boomer dead.
Chart. That's clear.
Hunter dead.
He's on me, he's getting out. He's curve rocking around this corner. Oh, if only I had a dig. He would be dead. Outsmited him. He smited. We smited him.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that Survivor Worm. I was originally questioning the 3 shotgun setup right there, but they managed to get a shutdown on that Boomer. The Hunter was pretty much dealt with, and that Charger had hit on it before it landed. Tank got juked and meleeed, and this is the exact position they wanted to see on the Survivor side on Team Overlords PSM.
Yes, indeed. Lucifer did to get his second in cap there, so he is black and white right now, but otherwise, their health's looking great. Oh no, separation pull right here. Jockey going in on top of it. Hunter getting a bit of a delay. Will this be an in cap? They got the in cap on Trice right there. What a play to make after that tank not getting the wipe. Yeah, as Xbox says, dreams crushed. I mean, they can try to go for the common hop back up there to save him. And I would
They're
totally
going
look,
for it.
I think they're going for it.
That would be a really, really nice play to see come out. Great play by the Special Infected as well. Lucy is going to go for it. Now, I'd say that's completely legal.
That's
because-
not disputable.
Yeah,
Are you
no,
kidding me?
that's
Maybe
murd.
when you
They're
play
gonna
Pub
take-
Versus and get upset.
They're
But
going to take a lot of damage doing it, though, I was going to say. Lucy's black and white. That's a death onto him, I'm pretty sure, because that Charger's going to land. Hunter's going to land as well. They were trying to go for the right play, but when that SI hit came up, that was the exact wrong timing, and that's going to put them down still around over 300 points behind, definitely 329 points going in the finale. It was looking so good for them after that tank, but they're obviously not going to get the full holdout points, and they're also not going to get the Witch points. That's actually Team Mafia winning that chapter.
wow. What a quick turnaround. That tank fight looked so good. Things looked so good for the Overlords. And one pull, one jockey, one pounce in quick succession right there, turning it into the wipe, basically. Just incredible moves by the Mafia, keeping it together, fighting for every inch, even though they've got that lead, even though their tank just got wrecked pretty hard. And it's going to come down to the finale. This is still just a 329 point game between these two teams, which is, that's the difference between the opening tank and the second tank, right? Or maybe it's not quite on Pro Mod, but it's pretty close to that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if Team Overlords wipes with their first tank, then makes it to the second, theoretically they should win. If they crown the win successfully and they manage to get there without, like, I don't know, eating like 3 incaps at the first tank. If they manage to get the wipe onto Mafia, which is definitely possible, and then they manage to do pretty well on their survivor side, then they're going to be in good shape. Conversely, if Mafia makes it to the second tank, then that's going to put the pressure onto the Overlords to actually finish the finale. And then obviously, just the better that Mafia does, the worse it's going to be for the Overlords in this position. But if you're Overlords, you've played a tough game so far. You're only behind 300 points. Go for that wipe on the first tank and then see what happens. I would say we are going to be live right here. Overlords on SI, Mafia on survivor side, Smoker, Hunter, Charger, and a Boomer for this first hit.
Indeed, and it looks like the SI not looking to go for the early hit right here. They're all setting up their spawns way in the front. They're either going to be going on this witch or saving for that tank spawn. Boomer finding a nice spawn to the side, only going to get a single boom though. That kind of looks like it's going to be a sack. To wait for, whoa, Hunter going in solo as well, going to get shut down.
Okay.
What is going on? I mean, maybe it's like bait more to get these last two SI to be effective, but here comes the pull, it's on. Rochelle rather. Been playing too many L4D2 maps and the crown goes out. Smoker not able to get anything right there. There's a bunch of donuts on that special infected scoreboard. But the tank is now up.
That was weird because they pulled the witch and she almost swiped someone right there. Like, I think it was Coach who was staying in the front to block the Smoker pull in the front. And we do have that tank working at table in right there in the hands of Trice for the Overlords. That would have been a full end cap going on, obviously, but did not land. That rock was really close to hitting Coach's face. What worm should we go to?
This is clutch time. This is clutch time for Overlords, right? Let's give it to the Overlords.
Okay, let's go there.
Reloading.
I'm bot. Try to get a boom right now.
I'm gonna just commit.
Let's hope. Have this pin over here, but clear. It's all just you.
Yeah. It's bad.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that special infected Overlord's worm, that tank in the hands of Trice doing a pretty good amount of damage, I would say. Not quite 2 incaps going out, 2 sets of pills committed, but this is going to put the pressure now on that second tank to wipe, I would say. His SI did okay in that position, I would say. The Boomer got a single boom, and then the tank switched targets to spread damage. I think we should have seen him go for the in-cap there, but he elected not to, spread the damage instead. Now it's so anyone's game piece in, but this is definitely an advantage for the Mafia.
Definitely so. Next hit coming in right now, though. Actually, it looks like a bunch of SI just going to get shut down right there by the Mafia. Charger going to try to stay alive. But yeah, that tank fight, it was a really awkward position for both teams. Like, one of the SI was shut down, but they still had the boom. And actually, free charge is going to land right there onto Sultina. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that tank definitely could have gotten more. The survivors obviously could have handled it a little bit better. Got some more shutdowns. But overall, this looks really good for Team Mafia. Moving on through the rest of the finale right now.
Do have a hit coming in. That jockey is going to manage to land. Smoker almost managed to land that 2-cap of the tongue. Did not want to latch onto Rochelle for a second. Spit is going to get a little bit of damage too. That's going to be 3 sets of pills on them, and they actually only have 1 set left on the stage. They did a lot of pill popping right there. Charger actually managed to get a slam on to Nick as well, so that's going to be Cygnus needing to commit a set of pills relatively soon. This is definitely wipeable at the second tank now, I would say, but what's this pro tip that you wanted to share with us?
Oh. No. Is now really the appropriate time? We're in the middle of a round.
So. Yeah, we're in the middle of a round.
Okay.
I mean, advice is good.
Yeah, sure. So the pro tip is that you should always eat like a meal before you play your Left 4 Dead match. Like always play on a full stomach, because if you don't, you might get hungry in the middle of the match and start eating rocks.
And with that hit did a little bit of damage, and again, yeah, exactly. Xby is just, I think he got broken by that pun right there, but this tank is in the hands of Trice for the Overlords. He has a chance to actually secure the wipe right here after that first tank of his that we saw. 3 sets of pills on the survivors, none left on the stage. They're going to be bleeding, and he's going to play rotation. It's going to be a charger, jockey, and a smoker for the Overlords. Forklift also getting employed to the center of the stage right there. Hit coming in right now. Smoker's going to look for a pull down below. Nice cap landing up top as well. Jockey being exchanged for a charger for the double charge. It looks as though we actually have a crash going out. And is that the first time? Oh, from where Pro Tips, please follow at Left Red Nation on Twitter. I thought that was included in the pause. Like whenever it pauses, it says go follow Left 4 Dead Nation.
That would be great. No, but yeah, if you guys want some more pro tips, aka bad puns, you can totally follow at the L4D Nation on Twitter. There's a Twitter account. Somebody runs it. Somebody who makes bad puns. So.
Oh goodness. Contact my lawyers. Xby saying that yeah, because of the puns and the inclusion of Left 4 Dead Nation right there. I mean, hey, it's better than having conversations about random real life photos being posted on there. So
I signed no contract. You've got nothing on me, Xby. You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Oh goodness gracious.
We'll throw it down in court.
That would be if someone actually manages to inject competitive Left 4 Dead 2 into the American court record, like. I'm waiting for that day to happen, honestly.
Ooh. Wow. If I had a law degree and/or expendable income, I'm sure we could make it happen.
I already have been. I can't talk about it though.
Oh my god. What was this the case of Xby versus?
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what I know what they're referring to right there. Yep, that was a fun situation. So yeah, technically it probably is on the public record. In some state, yeah. Zen, I know what Zen was referring to in that sense. Somebody could be the second one though. It'd be interesting to have like a Left 4 Dead 2 tournament dispute be put into the American legal system, but day has not yet come.
Jovial tune has just gotten real a little too quickly for me. I'm afraid.
Heck, by saying that would be easy, but so okay. Cygnus is apparently not. Is he online? Actually, I can check that and see exactly where we're at. Oh no, he's actually not online right now. He probably was offline to play the match at the same point in time. So. Okay, this, sue for the prize money. Let's see exactly right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3 people bleeding. Arctic Fox doesn't have to pop quite yet, but this should be like a wipe, in my opinion. Like this should be the end of Mafia's Survivor run if the tank just keeps bleeding them out enough, because they can just wander in and wipe them. And then there's emotional distress because my skeets wouldn't land on a bad registration server. Yeah, okay. I can see that coming out as well. This smoker still has a pulse. Altina might actually be slow off that. And like I said, as long as Trice rotates correctly, then this should be a wipe. Theoretically. Actually, that smoker pulse still going. That is going to put Saltina slow.
Yeah. Gotta reload. Reloading. I'm not dying.
Okay, Cygnus is just back and trying to unstick himself. The plaintiff's default emotional state is distressed. We have another pause going out. This time by the Overlords. Someone might be AFK. I'm not entirely sure. My tank animations are frozen. That's a good thing.
Oh, he's probably got the like funny arms, or something, or he's got civilian pose when he rocks. I don't know. I love the funny arms though. Those are the long arms. You get those when you're on high ping servers, and you just use them to hit the survivors farther. Secret techniques.
I don't know if that's how the game was intended to be played, but I'm sure some people have played it that way. Nice rock going out onto Cygnus right there. Boomer spawning up, gonna get a nice double boom in the back as well. How about we take this over to an Overlord's worm, because he could commit on this.
Sure, let's do it.
Oh yeah, fist him. Fist him. You can just come in. Yeah, just jump rock, punch him, do that thingy. You do your thingies. I'm gonna watch for my Oh, jump rock. Oh, you got him. Oh, you missed. Oh, get by. You're dead now.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, from that war room, and it looks like our kryptonite is me disconnecting, and then people damaging me while I'm not here. That's what Cygnus says right there. That could be the kryptonite indeed. Lucifer saying that he's dropping frames. That was obviously the wipe that we saw going out here by Superman. Oh goodness! But again, this is still a very, very winnable game right now for Team Overlords. I would say they're only behind just over 700 points.
Yeah, there's definitely like still a chance. I mean, they were 300 points behind going into this game. So if they can make 300 points past the tank spawn, then it's their game. And this is an 800 point distance map. That tank spawn was at like what, 300, 400 points into the round?
Yeah.
So, and there's no tank after that. There's no third tank for this map. So if they make it past that, they just have to kill like one round of Horde, and theoretically they've got the match. But you know, that does mean making it through 2 tanks first, and I'm sure Mafia is gonna have a lot to say about that.
I mean, Mafia lost their first game in a pretty heartbreaking fashion, and at this point, like, I don't know how much more they can take. Obviously, this is their last game of the tournament because they aren't going to qualify for the semifinals, and again, we'll see exactly if they can pull out that win right here. Nice boomer pop going out. Hunter going for a wall kick, magic land. Charger does get focused down, and the smoker is now up in the hands of Arctic Fox, and he's actually not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's trying to get a pull from behind. Lucifer's going to go for some sort of a redemption witch crown right here. Going to walk up to the witch, managing to get a nice crown out onto her, and now the tank is up in the hands of Cygnus for the Mafia.
Wow, that's a good die roll for the Mafia right now, getting Cygnus on this finale tank. And I don't remember what war room we went to last time, so we'll have to figure that out at some point. Oh, Infected?
Went to Survivor on the...
Okay.
Wait, no, we went to Overlords.
Survivor, Infected?
Yeah, we went to Overlords.
Oh yeah, because
were...
they needed to make it. We went to yeah, okay. And Cygnus actually bringing in this forklift right now. He was in a pretty good spawn. That was a late tank spawn, so he's not going to lose too much rage going for it, but it's going to be close. Let's take it over to that Infected war room, I guess.
Let's do that. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it in time.
Oh yeah.
Too fat.
I know. Look at this fucking Hunter.
Dude, he pushed the trash can by
Alright,
me, okay?
so
have to go back.
you need to go in. You
Gotta
guys
play
ruined
so
that.
hard.
Reloading.
It's
Like I
lit.
built the shield.
You need to go in. You're at 15.
I'm going! I may need help early. I'm kind of low. Well,
Pretty
spread
good.
the love.
And we are back. That was Cygnus's tank, just barely missing that forklift. A big missed punch at the end, and wasn't able to get the forklift in with him. Wasn't able to get tables in with him. Just going in with himself and a boomer, and the SI got cleared and shut down so well, but he got a lot of damage spread coming out there. So we actually have 3 survivors bleeding already on Team Overlord going into the start of the finale. So.
And I mean, that was a good example of, like, because they sent that Hunter really, really late, they were then having the, like, conversation of, okay, does the tank want to try to keep sight and then have stuff come in, or do they want to go in with what they had? And they managed to actually have them go in and get, like, stumbles for the tank to then turn around and capitalize on. That's another way. You don't typically want to have that happen on the SI, but they made the most out of the situation they were in. Cygnus landed his punches, managed to switch targets, and he elected to do the same thing we saw Overlord's tank doing. It's a much, much better strategy, though, to do when you're leading. We do have that boomer getting popped. Charger going in, managing to land. We did see the skeet going out for that. Charger is going to get cleared before it gets to slam, and we are going to have that smoker getting a pull onto Alice a little bit more. And this is going to be a nail-biter piece in, because with the pills they have right now, they can definitely still survive it, but they're also in a position to be bled out heavily by that second tank.
Yeah, definitely so. So they're going to need to do some work together to make it through this next tank. They're going to have to LOS great. They're going to have to not eat rocks, be able to shut down these SI, but yeah, and before that point, they have to make it through this event without getting chipped down too much more. They still have 3 sets of pills and 1 more on the stage they can grab. So they have the supplies. That boomer going to get a 1 boom and get popped. Charge actually going to land onto Coach. Spit lands as well. That's a good amount of damage onto Tryson. That could be bleed number 4 if he opts to take those pills.
Yeah, and taking damage like that is really what you want to see not happen. Like, you never want to take damage, but right here, when you're behind and you have your one person with the majority of their health bonus is eating a free charge in an area that they probably shouldn't, that's just going to make it harder and harder on them to actually survive this. This should be tank. I think maybe after one more hit, it's going to be a Smoker, Boomer, Jockey, and a Hunter for the Mafia, but that Boomer is not... Now the Boomer's moving. I thought it was going to be another crash situation, but instead that Horde does seem to be effectively over right now. They might decide to throw another wave of them, but they didn't really get boomed. They're going to have that Jockey getting killed, Hunter coming in, trying to land. It is a momentary 2-cap along with that pull. Now the tank is up in the hands of Saltina for Team Mafia. How about... Oh, that rock almost landed on Lucy right there. They do have 2 sets of pills. All of them are going to be bleeding out in a second, though. What do we say to an infected worm for the final worm of the game?
Sounds good to me. Let's hear Mafia try to bring it home.
That works too.
Your other left.
Oh, I almost missed.
Everyone ready?
Let's go.
Go, go.
No!
Oh my god. You laughed way too hard at that.
You laugh like a crazy person.
Oh, that was so great.
I really screwed the back there.
Alright, I'm ready, whatever. I'm having heart palpitations.
What the fuck? What's inside of him?
I swear to god, some people don't even look when they melee, they just hear a noise and right click.
How did I not hit
Oh
it?
no.
Oh, Christina.
Alright, you know what, Sickness?
What? By the beard of Zeus, this hurts, guys. Can I get this hero
Right.
boomer? I'm not a hero boomer.
I need to go in, so...
Ah! Did that land?
Shit on.
Nice.
Reloading.
They're not gonna make it.
I got it.
That's not true. They
And
still have
before
another
they
set
make
of
it,
pills.
and then...
You doing fine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back from that final war room. We do have no survivors black and white. We have one survivor with a tinge of bonus left, 1 set of pills, and that really went the way the Overlords wanted it to, due to the fact that tank tried to keep first pass and went for a cheeky punch, but the rails got in the way, took 3,000 damage for it, and the survivors capitalized. We do have a hit coming in. Hunter getting obliterated, Charger getting obliterated too, Jockey gets cleared, and oh my goodness, P-Sim, it could be another heartbreaking loss for the Mafia. I don't believe it.
I can't believe it. They sent one of theirs to the hospital and they sent one of theirs to the morgue. But wow, they're just about 200 points away from making this map. Incredible that tank. I mean, they needed to make the rotate to be able to keep sight long enough. And they couldn't make the rotate early enough, so that tank was forced to go in, try to get a punch to keep that first pass. Couldn't make it happen. And as you see now, Overlords, just a few hundred points away from making this map. That's 2 of the SI getting shut down right there. Jockey gonna get shut down as well. That's pretty much the hit gone. They've got one little bit more of Horde to go through. Before the points start ticking up, they're gonna get that 800 points pretty soon after this Horde finishes, so...
A while
Can't
ago,
believe it.
A while ago, you had New York listed on your Steam profile as where you lived, and I didn't realize that you made an instantaneous transition there during the cast, but that's a really, like, nail-biting scenario that we're going to see right here. That Charger manages to land onto Rochelle, does get cleared. Lotus is about to go down from that. It's 2176 to 2159, and that's a death onto Lotus. They do see the clear going out over there. It's a 75-point game. Oh my goodness. Let's see exactly what they're able to do right here. They're not going to have the bonus to do it, but if they make the chopper, they've got a shot. They're going to push it right here.
Overlord's War Room?
No, I think we should probably just stay here.
Okay.
Honestly, I think they might be able to make it. Charger going in, missing the charge. Jockey's going to manage land. This is going to be so close. Oh my goodness. Go Smoke More is in the chopper. He's going to not go down. It depends on his bonus. It really depends on his bonus. 2176 to 2170. Oh my god. That's a 6-point game that we see going out right there. The Mafia hold on right at the end. If they had gotten like 3 more steps, on the Overlord side of things, they would have won it. That is ridiculous.
Wow. 6 points. The Mafia holding on, scrapping during that last Horde event, getting the kill, and then managing to finish off 2 more survivors in that final escape attempt. I can't believe it, and maybe if Ellis hadn't been in the chopper, he'd be able to kill those SI, get a pickup, try to get some more points, but wow. I've never seen such a nail-biting game. Definitely not so far in the MavWar tournament. I can't believe it.
Honestly, like, that means that, like, it's one of those things where it's not what it sounds like in terms of, like, well, if they had done one thing differently, then they would have won the game, that kind of stuff. Because obviously it was the flow of the chapters that would have changed different events in order. But, like, that's, if you think about it, that's, like, 19 points less than a Witch Crown. That's, like, 6 literal distance points that they could have, like, had to tie 7 to win the game. And you start thinking about stuff like that, and it's like, that is one of the closest games I have seen in a very, very long time. And obviously we had a 2-point game in the BOT between a home and away right there, but that's insane to see, especially on the finale like that, coming down to the Dark Carnival finale to see who wins. And we are going to be reminding everyone in chat right now that you can go over to MavWar.com to vote for that round's MVP. There's a lot of players you could have chosen from in terms of how they played. That was a very, very evenly matched affair. And it also makes you think, well, okay, what if Lucy's internet wasn't out for the first chapter or whatever? But again, insanely close game, and wow, like, you don't seeing a game like that, that's the best that competitive Left 4 Dead 2 has to offer.
Yeah, definitely so. I don't know who I could pick for MVP on that game, unless you can pick, like, Lucifer for being MVP for the other team with some of those Witch Crowns. But I guess we shouldn't go there. Ooh. He got his redemption. He got his redemption in map 3. Oh, who was that on map 3 with the tank with the 3 hittables? Was that Ugly Fatso?
That was
that what we
Arctic
think?
Fox on map 2.
Oh yeah, Arctic
with the
Fox.
dumpsters.
Damn, because that was pretty incredible. I mean, that's more than an MVP play though. That's like insane frag footage play.
It is. And obviously that's really nice to see the Mafia doing that, in terms of, like, even though they technically didn't have, like, the ability to make the semifinals, they still played their hearts out. They did the best they possibly could. They ended up pulling that win out. Again, they led pretty much the entire game, but at the same point in time, the Mafia, like, they held off that comeback from Overlords. That's the most important part. But yeah, I mean, now we're going to see exactly how the semifinals ends up, due to the fact that I believe it's the Overlords tied. I'm looking at the bracket now. Overlords tied with Trump 2016, both at a 2-1 record for whoever gets to be the #1 seed in the brackets. And then the way that's going to work after that is that when we go to the semifinal elimination stage, it's going to be 4 teams from the original 8 moving on, 2 from Heroes, 2 from Villains. The #1 seed in Heroes matches up against the #2 seed in Villains, and vice versa. So the #1 seed in Villains against the #2 seed in Heroes. So yeah, we'll see exactly what that does to affect the standings.
Yeah, definitely so. So that's like the first loss for Overlords, right?
Yeah, indeed it is. I mean, yeah, they played really, really well, and I think point differential right there, that's another tiebreaker that's used. So Trump, like, but Trump's game against Mafia too, like, to put this in perspective, that was a 6-point win by the Mafia right there, and then they lost by only around 100 points to Trump 2016, and, like, so that's like if they had won that game against Trump 2016, it would be the Mafia in position to take that 2nd seed instead of Trump 2016 right now. Like, that's how close that was. So.
Wow, cool. Really incredibly close match tonight. Really great play by both teams. Some very close tank wipes. Some clutch survivor play by both teams. Definitely some clutch infected play by both teams, starting from map 1. So definitely had a great match tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed casting it, and I hope you did too, Rails. I don't hope XBy did, but that's just, neither here nor there. I'm just kidding. I'm glad XBy is cameraing for these wonderful matches for us.
Wow. I agree, though. Thanks to XBy for... No, it's alright. Thanks to XBy for doing the streaming thing. Thanks for Peace and for co-casting right here at Alfred's adminning, and the other admins who have put the work into the tournament. Thanks everybody for watching, teams for playing, and we don't, I believe, have a date for Game 12 yet. I'll double check that real fast, but then that game is going to be the last one in the group stages, and then from there we are moving right on. Actually, we do have, I lied, it's today's Wednesday. I think it's on Friday night. I remember seeing that before. I can actually get that real quick. Friday at 9 Eastern, we're going to have the 4 Spider-Mans versus the Daredevils. So make sure to tune in for that. If you haven't already, go over to MavWar.com, vote for that MVP. Any final shout-outs here, P-Sim?
Yes, but I'm not going to tell him to anyone. So I guess I'm done.
All right, and with that, thank you everybody for watching. We hope you have a great night, evening, afternoon, wherever else you would be in the world, morning, and we will see you on Friday night right here on XBuy Stream for that final game of the group stages. Have a great night.